Sayyid al-Tabi'in, Sayyid ibn al-Mussaib, a mountain of knowledge and a verse in memorization, intelligence and piety, contemporary of the oldest companions, Umar, Uthman, Ali, Abu Huraira, Aisha and Salma. May Allah be pleased with all of them, and married the daughter of Abu Huraira because of his status from the Prophet and the breadth of his narration of the hadith, and he was fasting a lot. He did al-Hajj about 40 times. He was afraid for his daughter, the temptation of the world, so he did not marry her to the newborn son of the Caliph Abdul Malik ibn al-Marwan, and instead he married her to his disciple Ibn Wada with a cheap dowry. And Ibn Wada tells the story of his marriage, saying, I used to visit the mosque of the Prophet to ask for knowledge, and I used to attend the circle of Saaid bin al-Mussaib and raise people to it. One day I was absent from the ring for days, and he asked about me around him. He found no news from anyone, so when I returned, he welcomed me and said, Where have you been, Abu Wada? I said, My wife died, so I was busy with her matters. And he said, Couldn't you have told us your pain so we could support you? I said, May Allah reward you well, and I was anxious to get up, so he kept me until everyone who was in the council left, and then he said to me, Have you thought about renewing your marriage? And I said, May Allah have mercy on you, and who would let me marry his daughter, and I am a young man who grew up an orphan and lived poor, and I have only 2 or 3 dirhams. And the Sheikh said, I am marrying you, my daughter. So I held my tongue and said, You are letting me marry your daughter after you found out who I was? He said, Yes, we are. As the Prophet said, if someone whose religion and creation pleases us comes, we will marry him, and you have with us the satisfaction of religion and creation. Then he turned to those who were very close to us and called them, and when they came to him, he praised Allah and praised him, prayed for his Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, engaged his daughter to me, and made her dowry 2 dirhams. So I got up. I don't know what to say out of surprise and joy. Then I went to my house, and that day I was fasting. And I stayed until the azan of Maghrib, so I prayed and sat down to my breakfast, and it was bread and oil. And as soon as I ate 1 or 2 bites of it, I heard the door knocking. I said, Who is knocking? He said, Said. By Allah, every person whose name is Said I know has passed through my mind except Saaid ibn al-Mussaib. So I opened the door, and in front of me was Saaid ibn al-Mussaib. So I thought that something happened to him, that he changed his mind about my marriage to his daughter. He said, I am entitled to come to you today because my daughter has become your wife, and according to Allah's law in the Doha, and I know that no one is with you to keep you company, so I brought her to you. And I said, You brought it to me. So I looked, and I saw her standing tall. The Sheikh said to his daughter, Enter into the house of your husband, my daughter, in the name of Allah and His blessing. Then I called the neighbors and said, Saaid ibn al-Mussaib married his daughter for me today at the mosque, and he has come to me with her now intentively. So come on and visit her so that I can pray for my mother. And an old one of them said, Do you know what you are saying? Saaid has given you his daughter, and he came to you with her and preferred you to the Caliph's son? And I said, Yes, and here she is in my house, so look at her. The neighbors came to the house, not believing me, and welcomed her. He made the son of the Mussaib his world as a means to his afterlife. Some of his companions asked him, Do you want to betroth the Amir of the believers and marry your daughter to a man from the common Muslims? He said, My daughter is a secretary, and I seeked what is best for her. And I said to him, How is that? He said, What did you think if she moved to Umayyah's palaces, and the servants and the Hashims were in her hands, and then she found herself the wife of the Caliph? Where would her religion become that day? Ibn al-Mussaib died in the succession of Al-Walid bin Abdul Malik at the age of 75. May Allah have mercy on Saaid ibn al-Mussaib and make him dwell in paradise.
محمد رسول الله والذين معه أشداء على الكفار رحماء بينهم تراهم ركعا سجدا يبتغون فضلا من الله ورضوانا سيماهم في وجوههم من أثر السجود ذلك مثلهم في التوراة ومثلهم في الإنجيل كزرع أخرج شطأه فآزره فاستغلظ فاستوى على سوقه يعجب الزراع ليغيظ بهم الكفار وعد الله الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات منهم مغفرة وأجرا عظيما